Hi everybody, it's Michael, Anime Galaxy Michael, that guy? That guy? Yeah, that guy. Anyway, this is a very quick video, well, not really quick depending on how long this video is, because I'm recording it right now, and I obviously can't see it, Michael, you're kind of an idiot for saying that, but this is a video to explain why I haven't done anything in, how long has it been? 3 months? 4 months? I think it's been 4, that's even worse. I should also say real quick, this video is completely unscripted, because I could have written an entire script about this, but I think that's really boring, and stupid and dumb, and stupid and dumb. So I think that just doing this unscripted is a lot more natural and a lot better. So, I hope that doesn't make, a problem. You could probably have this in the background while you're working on something if you want. Anyway, there's also Limbus Company gameplay in the background because I'm very sure that you do not want to see a black screen with me talking, or just, text there, because that would be really stupid. Anyway, to start this off, I can confirm that I am alive, and I am perfectly fine. I did a few things for other shows. I'll probably put them on screen if I can remember literally any of them. But yes, I'm fine. I'm still working on stuff. I'm here, and everything is okay. After PTR 2 came out, I made the April Fool's video that was an absolute masterpiece. Waited a month, made my II audition. Waited another month, I made the second folded progress update, and then disappeared for another 2 months. And unlike literally all of my other videos, I usually upload maybe once or twice a month. Usually twice. And that is not right. So we need to fix that. And now I'm going to explain why that happened. 1, I am a college student now, so I actually have to lock in and get grades. I know, it's kinda crazy, and I know that's kind of a cop-out, because, all OSC members are like, I don't actually, want to do anything because I got school, so, I'll just not do lines or anything like that. This is, an actual, excuse this time, because I'm taking some really hard classes, and I want to get good grades. And whenever I finish class for the day, I get really tired and don't want to do anything for the rest of the day. And I want to go into bed and sleep. So that's my main excuse. I know it's kind of a cop-out, but I'm dead serious, that's part of the main problem. The second main problem is demotivation, which is also part of college, but it's mostly just in general. I think I might have accidentally worked myself a little bit too hard with PTR, and I know that was 3-4 months ago, but I think I'm still feeling the effects. I have not touched Animate since my II audition. Well, that's not entirely true. I did open Animate to do some really basic stuff for folded, graphics, but for actual, animation with voice acting and stuff, I kind of forgot how to do it. A few days ago, not really a few days, a few weeks, I had to actually open Animate, go back through some old files, and, study my own animation to remember how it worked. It was getting bad. But, thankfully, I'm getting that fixed, and I kinda know how to animate again. But, yes, that's my big problem. I am demotivated, and I don't want to do anything. Anyway, now I'm gonna get to the part that people are actually probably looking at this for, which is PTR 3, because I don't think a good chunk of you guys even care about Folded or IAB now that it's over. And yes, both of those will be after this as well. Anyway, PTR is not cancelled. It would be really, really stupid considering I have episode 3, 4, 5, and 6 planned. I have all of them planned, and, well, they're not ready to go, but I have the challenges written out, I have who gets out, I have the main, plot points that I want. It is, the outlines are there, I just have to actually make them. And episode 3 is still in writing 3 months later. Now, before you get really angry at me and get really disappointed, let me give a quick explanation for this. So, after PTR came out, I spent a very long time working on Folded. I had to spend this part of development up to the second progress update, finalizing story 1, adding a bunch of new mechanics and graphics, upping a lot of stuff like saving and loading and whatnot, and altering keybinds, and a lot, and I mean a lot of stuff. And so, I just put PTR on the back burner for a little while because I wanted to get some of that stuff done. Anyway, once I actually started writing episode 3, it was not exactly good. There was a lot of problems with it, and I know why that happened. It was due to some personal stuff that was going on at the time, and I should clarify that is not for pity, that is just to be, like, straightforward with you guys, because I am not a liar. But in any case, the original episode 3 script was not good. It was kind of edgy, didn't fit any of the characters well, characterization was completely off. The challenge was basically a repeat of episode 2's, which was really stupid. I don't know why I did that. I do kind of like the challenge idea, and maybe I'll use it for something else, but probably not for PTR anymore. And overall, aside from maybe the first 1 or 2 scenes, maybe like scene and a half, the entire rest of the episode was completely rewritten. I think we got up to right before the challenge began until I decided, yeah, this isn't gonna work. So we're basically back at square one, and the current episode 3 script is about, I'd say, halfway through the challenge? I do not know. So that's kind of where I am right now, but I should just clarify that it's still being worked on, just really slowly, because I'm doing some other stuff, but it will happen. And I am still aiming for it to not take 1 year. If it does take a year, then you can, like, send a pipe bomb to my mailbox. That will be perfectly acceptable, and I'll be like, oh, I understand. Anyway, let's get on to the next thing, which was Folded. And this entire section is going to be a recap of a community post I did that explained a lot about where Folded is right now. So if you did not read that, then I will be explaining all that here. If you did read it, you love the sound of my voice, you love seeing the marvelous Limbus Company gameplay in the background that I am probably winning. I actually don't know what I'm going to be playing in it. But if you are any of those things, you can either stay here, or if you just don't want to be listening to me yet for a little while, you can skip to this timestamp. So there were 4 main points about why Folded didn't reach its original release date of the end of 2024, and why it's taking so long, and how there's not really a set release date right now. We're aiming for the end of 2025, but at the moment we do not have that set in stone. But anyway, here is the first reason as to why, and that is because we wanted to focus on IB and PCR. The main point here was, I still have a YouTube channel. I'm not a game dev like I really want to be. Game dev is my passion, and that's what I'm going to be studying in college. But I still think that I should be uploading content for my YouTube channel that I've had for well over a decade. And let's just think about this real quick. If I were to just randomly disappear and be like, hey, I'm gonna be making a game and just not upload for like a million years, when people are subscribed for IAB and PTR at the time, whenever both of those were going while I released the reveal trailer of Folded, could you imagine if I just disappeared for a million years and just didn't work on those? That would be absolutely insane. If I was a viewer, I would get extremely angry, and I would write a very strongly worded email about how Michael is actually evil. The second reason is that we expanded Folded's scope by 1 trillion %. The original idea for the game was it was a very, and I mean very simple puzzle game. You completed one-screen platforming challenges. There was maybe 15 to 30 of them. You would play one, try and get a good score, and then clock out. Because I like games like that. Though, once we released the reveal trailer, we got a lot of support for the game, and we were like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if we made the game a little bit bigger? It would be pretty sick, right? So we just decided, hey, why don't we just add some more levels? Oh, we could add this kind of thing. We could add this. We could add this. We could add this. We could add that. We could add this. And it just kept growing and growing and growing and growing. And is that bad? No. I actually made plenty sure to not gain scope creep. But in any case, we essentially tripled the size of the game. I don't mean to toot my own horn, but the people that have helped playtest the game so far have said almost nothing but positivity about it, and I mean, aside from some bugs, because I am still an amateur game developer and programmer, there hasn't really been many things that we've needed to change aside from just some basic difficulty stuff. The third reason as to why this game hasn't come out yet is because we really did not want to do the make the game and finish it later thing. Now, I'm not going to name what companies do this, because I'm not that evil, even though I'm a consumer, but the original plan was we would release Story 1 for Folded for free, and then we would work on Story 2 and some extra stuff and release it as a free update later. And then we realized, while that would be really cool, and I'm pretty sure some people would like that, that's stupid. And I wanted everybody to have a full game whenever it comes out, no strings attached. And so, for the fourth option, I am the sole developer of the game. Aside from the playtesters, of course, and some people that have helped make music and give ideas and stuff, I do literally everything for the game. I quote-unquote write everything. I animate all the cutscenes, I do all the graphics, all the animation, all the music, all the programming, all the level design, all the mechanics. Quite literally everything is done by me and me alone. And I am a 19-year-old college student that doesn't know how to program anything. I hope that explains what the problem is. Now, of course, with all this in mind, I do want to apologize for not actually hitting our dates. Now, of course, this is not like a good apology where I didn't turn on my camera and sigh into the friggin' microphone and go, this is a really hard video to make. But I'm going to be as straightforward as I can and say, I screwed up, I thought we were gonna get it in time, and then I realized, you know what, maybe that's not gonna happen. And because of that, we don't have a release date set anymore. It'll just come out whenever it's out. But, of course, there is still progress being done for the game. We're currently working on ideas for future progress updates. I have thought of doing devlogs, maybe? There isn't really much that we can show off, aside from that one video that I did that kinda did everything I wanted to do. And one other thing we had is that we would create a demo of the game that we could release, though the problem is that it would not be what we completely wanted out of a demo, because it could lock out a lot of the forms that we want players to use. And honestly, if we were to make a demo, we would probably just make a couple of random brand new stages, like maybe 10, 15 of them, and then just release it like that as its own little thing. But that's just an idea. And finally, for IIB, this is a very short session, because I can hear it in your guys' heads. Isn't the show, done already? Well, yes, it's done. But I do want to make some final things to completely close out the show for good. We did have a secrets video for episode R that's been done for... God, it's been done for quite a while. I have been meaning to do a few reworks to it to write it just a little bit better, because it was kind of stupid and boring. But essentially, that's going to be the commentary of the episodes. It would just be a video that had text or my voice in the background that would explain, oh, hey, this is what this joke was meant to mean, or, hey, this character used to be, this thing, or whatever. And I think that's a very good trade-off instead of just doing a big commentary video where I pause every 2 seconds. I think that's just a way better way of going back through the episodes all these years later and being like, hey, I bet you missed this while you were watching, huh? That's cool. Alright, we're finally at the end of the video. I'm looking at my recording right now, and including all the outtakes I'm probably going to be removing here, this is hitting 20 minutes! Good lord! In any case, I will apologize again for going dead silent, not making quite literally anything, and I do have to admit, it might stay like this for quite a while. And if you're wondering why, then you were not paying attention while I was making this. Everything in the background, like Folded and PHDR, are still being worked on, and they will slowly but surely keep coming out. And I'm doing my best. Just please give me time. Let me do my college stuff. Let me work on the writing for PTR. Let me do all the stuff that I want to do for Folded. It's going to take a while, and I need you guys to be patient. You guys are all compliant cucumbers. You are all patient pickles. You are all,
Crispy chicken.